So open to listen. Open maybe for closure. They'll probably try to manipulate you into something, but it sounds different. Like you're aware of the manipulation, so it won't work. And once they manipulate you, I would love for you to walk away and you tell them, like, look, that was your second chance, and I don't like the way that this is going because I see, like, call them on their BS and tell them, like, shorty, I know you're manipulating me. I know what you're doing, and it ain't gonna work this time. It might have worked back then, but they said, well, slip me a little note or something and let me know what I'm supposed to do, or let me know that I'm not crazy or whatever. But they already know they're not crazy, so they stopped your relationship from coming to. And then everybody had a hand in it, so everybody feel like Divine Feminine talking about them. But we're talking about the ringleader, shorty. We know who put the plan into motion, so we're talking about them. We talking about those stinking booty souls. I'm moving too fast. I want to be your man. Continue to heal. You might not understand now, but it will make sense when you need it. Because that's what I did. I went on into my traveling journey without understanding what it is. I did what I needed to do, which was cut people off and not allow people to just take advantage of me. Ask questions, put my foot down, getting in my confidence-ness, like. And people are trying to stop that because they did, like, has nothing to do with Divine Feminine. You need to stop doing what you're doing and focus on yourself. Work on yourself. Like, y'all preach about this shit every Sunday, but not aware of what it is. Like, you think he only watch you on Sundays? You think he only come around on Sundays? You're being, and even if he does, that's what these workers are for, earth angels and all of that stuff like that. It says it was meant to happen, a surprise, but they didn't fall out. But your kids, hard work paying off on your traveling journeys. But or maybe they need to be open to listen about why Divine Feminine, why is all this stuff happening and stuff. Like, they're trying to understand why. They're trying to understand why Divine Feminine's not being penalized for the stuff that she has done, which was the insider doing it the whole time, being a shapeshifter. And so when you're sleeping, it be people up at like the night owls and stuff. They be up all night and stuff. While you're sleeping in a sleep state, they could pretend to be you. And then when you wake up, you're getting these downloads. And I like to repeat my downloads to see how it sounds, to know if it's even me or not. Because I know I know what type of person I am. And they can't believe it. So they try to put you through tests and all that stuff like that. But me being, like, when I find out who it's from, that's why I get sarcastic and I start saying stuff like that, because who it came from, it's like, first off, shorty, I will expose you. You better stop talking to me and trying to trauma bond me and all this other stuff, missing something important and new things. So by them not knowing what this whole process is about, they don't know which way it's going to go. They don't know how long and all this stuff like that. They're missing something important, so they could be missing out on deadlines that they need to do. And if it continues to happen, they could lose their job because they're not performing what they need to perform. So then they try to talk about Divine Feminine, like, of course, they try to downplay her and down talk on her, but Divine Feminine still doesn't give a reaction. Because it's not about her. She knows that it was never about her. It was always about them. So that's why they're saying like, you know my life, and because you spilt you put your life on me. All that stuff you're saying about this and that, what I should do, it's really about what you should do, not me. But do I judge you? No, I just figure out how to help you understand what it is that you need to do. And they don't like that because they can't do that. Like, they're selfish, they're freaking materialistic. They're only going to do something if they get something out of it, and that's the energy they try to put divine feminine in. And it's like, oh, you think I'm like that? Well, okay, let me be like that then. But now it's to a point where divine feminine wants to show them the real hurt. Like, no, that was a hurt baby. But now that I'm healing and have the confidence to speak up for myself and say all of this other stuff, now you could try to approach me and ask me stuff, and I'm going to tell your ass right off the bat without caring or anything. If y'all don't go sit down and stop asking me for food, this stuff is unthawing. Even with all the manipulation and confusion, divine feminine still is on the right path. Because when she caught on to the tactics, it's like she ignored them. And that's when they started getting scared. Because they're like, oh, she's ignoring us. What do we do now? She's not giving us a reaction. And I done placed like 5 bets on her. And I know that if she don't do it, that I'm going to have to do it. And that's why this insider hid behind other people's energies. Not only divine feminine, but the people attacking divine feminine, this insider hid behind their energies. And that's why the universe thought that they were the first person to come up with the idea, because they did the same thing divine feminine did and blah blah blah. But whole time it was this insider, and by everybody being judged, they're getting down to the bottom of it. It's so amazing. It's amazing. So guard dogs, divine feminine 5D ancestors, karmics 3D kids. I called off mine. So whoever kids are attacking you, they're attacking you because of their parent. Their parent sending the kids to divine feminine to get information. Like, what do you know? Do you know that I did this and that and blah 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 blah? And it's like, yeah, I know. And then they're wondering like, well, why you ain't never take revenge? And it's like, I'm not you. I'm not like you. Oh, you think you better than me because you don't want to take revenge? No, it's just a different decision, a different way of living. I don't have to make the same decision. That's why your shit ain't going how it's supposed to, because you're trying to go about things the wrong way. If you would listen and stop thinking that you're inferior because your status of motherfuckers living with you, that you get to take control over them or try to like cause problems in their life. Like, you could probably do that with your kids, but somebody else's kids, why is you doing that to somebody else's kids? They're upset because you're not being disrespectful or trying to do any revenge on them, or you trying to put some black magic on them. That's because divine feminine doesn't do black magic. She doesn't like I don't know, the way that I am, it's like the things done to me I could never do to somebody else because I know how it feels. But that doesn't mean that I don't know, like never taking revenge or tit for tat payback. Like, that's the best revenge. No revenge is the best revenge, and they don't like that. But now karma is being served because they thought that divine feminine wasn't going to ever say nothing because of how her mother figure treated her. Now that you know you won't be penalized and still chose. Oh, they mad because like they try to manipulate you in a way of saying like, God died, you such a God person, God died for your sins, or Jesus died for your sins, so your sins are forgiven, so why not just do this? Like, that doesn't mean that. Like, who told you that? So they mad because you can do evil, but you still choose to do good. And disowning. Somebody's going to be disowned. They're going to be disowned. Maybe divine feminine. Like, you don't have to be a rich person that gives your kids inheritance for them to be disowned. You could just, and it's not even a parent disowning a kid. It could be a kid disowning a family member. And because this family member is evil, they making everybody else manipulative and all that stuff and insecurities and blah blah blah, because they're not receiving money. And even with, okay, I read that. Play the game. So this baby daddy energy could be trying to send his friend to, I don't know. People could just be coming in because they know you got some child support coming, and they trying to say like, oh, there's a whole bunch of dumb stuff. It's a setup. Like, at this point, you don't trust nobody. But what's messed up is that's the energy they wanted to put you in. But divine feminine don't care about none of that. So if you come to me and act like that was yesterday, today's a new day. Don't forget to shine. Take a break, breathe, and drink water. And just trust the process, it says. Trust the process. So they're going through judgment, and they're saying little sick stuff about, dang, why she da 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 blah blah blah. Like, we thought she was a problem then. She a problem now because she done snitched on us, and we family. You ain't supposed to snitch on us. It's not about that. It was a life or death situation. Like, y'all was about to drain divine feminine to the point where she couldn't even provide for herself nor her kids. And that's where divine feminine gets the strength, her kids. And then the kids of these karmics, they're upset because they get the, like, you think these kids don't know stuff? You talking about stay in the kid place. Be brave. New things are falling. So just trust the process. Yeah, so now their kids are looking at how divine feminine takes care of her kids and how divine feminine was when they were kids and she used to babysit for them. Like, they quickly forget how much divine feminine did for them while they complaining about what they did for divine feminine. And then it says more evil than the enemy. So that's back to the enemy. His little tactics and things. He found out the information about this insider manipulating and lying and using black magic on him, so he can attack divine feminine while keeping his hands clean. And it's like, you dare try to do this on me? And they flipped it to divine feminine to make her think that she thought she was better than God, but divine feminine knows that that's impossible. So this whole setup was between the enemy and this insider, because the things that this insider do, the enemy is disgusted by. It's like, I wouldn't have even done that. So the enemy viewed divine feminine as just useless, and turned his attention towards this insider. And I was like, oh, you want attention? I'm gonna show you attention. Now go do this, that, and the third. The insider thought that it was all fun and games. It's like, yeah, I'm getting the attention. I'm the big honcho. I'm the next best thing, and blah blah blah. But the things that this insider had to go through was not fun. It was like, so then they tried to put that off on divine feminine. So now when it's time for judgment, they're gonna have to fight for their life.